Adrian?
We have lost a member of our family, Adrian. Many of you will remember him. Beautiful bull mastiff. Adrian was rescued in November 2014. I was driving on the streets here in Valencia when a guy put himself in front of my car. He was carrying a dog. The dog was clearly in distress. He was very sick. The guy he asked me if I like dogs. I said, well, yeah, but get out of the way, I'm driving. I said, look, this dog needs medical attention and I cannot do it. Just please take him, which I of course did. I went to the vet and they told me that the dog had leishmaniasis. He wasn't being treated. So in that precise moment, I took responsibility of Adrian for life. Adrian was living in a very poor home. And people were very nice, but they were, they didn't have any money and they didn't have knowledge about these things. Furthermore, the dog was in a poor neighborhood and there were people around that family that wanted him to go into dog fights. So I decided to take him on board and find him a family. During all this time, the family that gave him to me kept on asking how the dog was, how is his treatment, asking me for pictures. And they were really nice, but at the same time they knew that they couldn't take care of this dog how he deserved it. Initially, Adrian went to live in a boarding facility. At the time, we didn't have a shelter, so he stayed there with other dogs. He showed his beautiful character, his loving, beautiful. He was so kind, so loving and playful. He was very big. And he was a handful. He wasn't properly trained. He was very unruly. And, he was blubbering like bull mastiffs, saliva everywhere. We made videos, we made pictures. We couldn't find him a family. It was taking longer than expected. After a while, we moved him to the Pink House, our newest shelter. And he was there for a number of years. During this time, he basically made friends with everybody, and really, he became a really important part of the family, of the Let's Adopt family. He was a beautiful dog. He was so kind. But I kept on making pictures and videos, and nobody wanted him. He was too big. I mean, he wasn't so big, but in the videos he looked like a big dog, powerful at the same time, and so kind. He was never had danger to anybody. He never did anything in his life. But there are prejudices, and people didn't want to adopt him. So we waited and waited. And just when we thought that he was gonna remain there for life, one of our friends in the States, Terry, said that she would like to adopt him. Okay, we'll look into it. We started looking into the process of sending him to the United States. But it was being very difficult. It was just, during the pandemic, and the whole thing got so complicated. So I thought, my God, this is not gonna work. And then one of my best friends, Kike, stepped up and said, okay, I would like to adopt. And I said, okay, I have the perfect dog for you. Esa babilla peligrosa, corrosiva, ¿eh? Ay, Dios mío, Quique. Now, Quique didn't have any experience with dogs. He had zero experience. Quique had a bird before. So, although I couldn't vouch for him for his knowledge about dogs and dog experience, I could vouch for his character. Quique is a stand-up guy. He's an amazing guy. He's a guy that if he says something, he does it. He's kind, he's loving, he's used to chaos because he had a set of twins. So when you raise a set of twins, you know what to expect, and you can handle stress and you can handle a lot of situations. I know that very well. So I said, Quique, I have a very special dog for you. His name is Adrian. Come meet him. and see how it goes. And they met and they fell in love. And that was a match made in heaven. I mean, seriously. Adrian was big, Kike was big and strong, both of them very kind, both of them very loving, and they just fell in love. From that day, Adrian was with Kike, next to him, every day, everywhere, till the day he passed, yesterday. During this time, I've seen Adrian endless times. He used to come to my house practically every other day. He's met my kids. We've gone on trips. He's been in my place, hanging out with my dogs. I've seen him in his house, the life he had. We made some videos here. We went to their home several times when he was first adopted, and we saw that there could be some issues. I mean, you see, Adrian it was just Adrian. Saliva everywhere, big farts. I mean, and then these people had no dog experience, but they were in love with him. Adrian, ven aquí, ahí va. Siéntate ahí, va, en tu cama, ahí, ahí, ya, te relajas, ¿vale? Madre mía, tío. So Adrian became the center of that family, really. He has had all kinds of privileges. He had his sofa, he had their bed, he used to sleep next to the bed, next to Kike. Kike had his wife on one side and Adrian on the other side. I mean, it's just been a pleasure to see them together as a family, to accept a new member, to blossom. I mean, it was really great. Adrian used to go to work every morning with Kike. Kike has a CrossFit gym, so he will go there every day. Then they will go play tennis practically every day as well. Always meeting everybody, meeting other dogs. I mean, Adrian had the most complete and the most full social experience that you can imagine. He's been basically, everybody recognized him on the street. I mean, Kike will go take him for walks and people will stop him on the street, say, hey, Adrian, hey, you're Adrian, wow. I mean, it was like a minor celebrity in his neighborhood. I mean, minor celebrity or major celebrity, because as I said, everyone knew him. And, well, years passed. But I could see that Adrian was getting old. I mean, last time I saw Adrian was 10 days ago. He was already 11, which is a respectable age for a bull mastiff. Usually these dogs live between 8 and 10 years, and he was already 11 and 3 months. And I saw him, we went for a walk, and yeah, he was still going strong. But I could see that he was a little bit tired and he had put on weight, But he was very healthy. He was completely, nothing could tell us that he was in trouble. Until yesterday. Yesterday morning, Kike woke up, took him for a walk. He wasn't feeling too good. He wasn't very active, but well, it was 7 in the morning, so usually normal. And then they went to his office. They sat together. Kike went to the kitchen to get something to drink. And when he came back, Adrian was dead at his feet. No other signs. He didn't make a noise. He didn't suffer at all. Nothing. He just never stood up. He died. Sudden death, you would call it. Completely sudden, unexpected, with no symptoms from any disease, nothing. Adrian has been healthy and happy all his life until the day he died. And he died right next to his owners, to Kike's side. Unbelievable. During all this time, Adrian never had to go to the vet for anything other than the regular checkup for leishmaniasis. His levels were always very good. He had a very healthy life. He was eating a great diet. He was very active. He was, this dog had a perfect life. And if anything, it's so unfair because now that he had the perfect life, it was late. He was already 11 years old. So he passed. And he passed peacefully. Adrian leaves behind a grieving family, and I tell you, these guys are very grieving. For them, it had become like another child, a handful of a child, but a child, and they're devastated. I've seen my friend crying in front of me. I mean, tears of pure sadness. His wife, Susanna, had to leave work and had to go home and couldn't work anymore that day. His kids are also devastated. It's now the end of the year. They are studying in university. They had to present some projects, and actually one of them had to take a class picture, and he was saying, I'm gonna come out in that picture. I mean, I just don't wanna be here. Everybody in this channel has had animals or have animals, and you understand the pain of losing one of your family. And it's really, it's a big loss. Kiki was lucky. He met his best friends, although late in life, he met his best friend. They both had a really intense relationship, a really deep and close connection. He was privileged to share his life with Adrian. Actually, they were both lucky and privileged to have each other. He was an amazing dog, really. And I know I say this in every video for every dog that we rescue, recover, for every dog we lose. They're all amazing. But Adrian was great. Adrian was great, and we will always remember him as the rowdy, big, beautiful, and kind dog that he was and will forever be in our hearts. Rest in peace, beautiful friend. Rest in peace. Handful. He was really, he was so great. He was so great. Rest in peace, Adrian. Take care. You are loved.